It's the nightcap of a doubleheader against the Rays, and Mike King is making his first Major League start. Let's see how it went. It's the Game Day Show. Before we get started, a quick look at the lineup and starting pitcher for this game. DJ LeMahieu leading off once again. Aaron Judge homered in Game 1, he's in right field. Aaron Hicks out there in center field. Giancarlo Stanton, he homered in Game 1, he's at DH. Gleyber Torres at shortstop. Luke Voigt back in there at first base. Gio Urshela at third base had a big hit in Game 1. Mike Tauchman seems to get a hit in every game, he's out there in left. And Eric Kratz, the veteran catcher, behind the dish. And on the mound, Michael King. He's making his Yankees debut as a starter. In fact, his Major League debut as a starter. His stuff has been good, but he's been a little bit homer prone. Let's see how he works out today.
And that's going to force in a run. 3 straight walks by King. Swing and a miss. Did he go? Yes, he did. So he bounces back and strikes out the side. Martinez grounds one to Gleyber Torres. 2 away. Choi grounds one right to Torres. And another strong inning for King. He is and a pitch. Base hit to center field. Stanton is at third. He'll stop right there as Kiermaier gets it in. Hit sharply and through for a base hit. Stanton scores. Going to third is Gleyber Torres. The throw is into 2-1. That one is looped into left field. It is a base hit in front of Tauchman. 2 runners score right there. Fly ball, center field. Hicks is there, tagging. So in the McCann deal, they got Abreu and Jorge Guzman, and they turned around and traded Guzman to Miami in the Stanton deal. And McCann got himself a World Series ring. 97 right by him. He strikes out Adames for the second out.
You've seen the good curveball that he got a swing and miss earlier in this at bat, and then 97 right on by to finish him off.
Run it and past Urshela, and it goes into left field. 2 runs will score. And it's on Tampa Bay, the 1-2. And there's a base hit off the bat of LeMahieu. Beautiful cutoff there by Renfroe. 2 runs will score, and they do give. It comes down to this. And the 3-2. Fly ball, deep, left center field, and making the catch is Kiermaier.
All right, so the Yankees pitching today was not good. Not good at all. I get that it's nice to have a great, nasty slider, nasty strikeout pitch, but somebody needs to teach these Yankees pitchers how to throw strikes first. Before you can get strike 3, you got to get strikes 1 and 2. And I see a lot of these guys trying to go for that strikeout pitch on an 0-0 count, or when they're down 1-0 in the count, or 2-0, throwing that slider in the dirt. You got to get ahead in the count. So Mike King walked like 3 guys in the first inning, and then he settled down. I thought he looked pretty good until the 4th, and then he struggled again, lost his command. They bring in Avalon. Avalon has mostly been okay, but he walked a couple guys. And then they bring in Albert Abreu, who is a highly touted prospect. He's a good arm. He threw 98 miles an hour a few times today. He has a good hook too, but the problem, again, is that he's not throwing strikes. And if they are throwing strikes, they're not throwing good strikes. There's a difference between throwing a pitch in the strike zone and throwing a quality strike. A lot of these pitchers, the Yankees, they just throw it over the plate, or they just throw it wherever the hell they want to throw it. There's a way to pitch in which you can get ahead strategically based on the hitter's weaknesses with, by working the inner half, the outer half. You can work an off-speed pitch to start, but you got to throw it for a strike. It's a get-me-over breaking ball. These guys are trying to throw their nastiest breaking ball in the dirt to start off at bats. They're pitching behind, and they're just not taking the right approach on the mound. So I thought Mike King was great for innings 2 and 3, and then he struggled in inning 4. He's got a really nice sinker, and it seems to run. It's not a sharp sinker. It's more of a running sinker. I compared him to A.J. Burnett in one of my prospect videos, and somebody said it's not a good comparison. I was just talking about the movement on his ball, how he gets a really nice, hard two-seam, down and in to righties movement, and that creates a lot of ground balls. But to be honest with you, he didn't have much else, and he was trying to throw it up in the zone, and when you try and throw that pitch up in the zone, it's just a fastball over the plate because it's going to sink right down towards the middle of the plate. So not a great approach today for Mike King. And again, I thought Albert Abreu has a great arm, but he's just not throwing enough strikes. I like guys who have command. Okay? Nick Nelson, to me, I know he struggled against the Phillies in his second time out, but he's a guy who had good command of the breaking ball, good command of the fastball. He took a good approach. When he came in to pitch against the Red Sox, he was getting ahead with the fastball, right? And then you throw the breaking ball or the changeup as your strikeout pitch or your put-away pitch, whether it's a ground ball fly out, whatever you want to do. But, I just didn't like the approach these guys were taking on the mound today. So, walking Bowflex machine, Giancarlo Stanton has left the game with an apparent injury. They didn't say on the broadcast what it was. I'm going to stick around for the Yankees postgame and see if they have any news, and if there is, I'll talk about it on the pregame tomorrow. But he was pinch hit for by Mike Ford in the 6th inning, top of the 6th, with 2 guys on, and it was against a left-handed pitcher. And Giancarlo kills left-handed pitchers, so you know that there's something wrong with him. Hopefully it's just, he ate something in between games and maybe he was on the toilet. That's happened before. But something tells me that it's probably more serious than that. It's probably a leg thing. He's had a lot of problems with his legs. Could be an oblique or a muscle strain of some kind in the arms. The guy's a mountain, but he's had problems in all those areas. So I'll stick around and see what I can find out. And if I do find out after the publishing of this video, I will update it in the comments. I will get into this tomorrow more during the pregame, but this has not been a good series for the Yankees so far, and I'm not confident about tomorrow either because they've got James Paxton on the mound, who has been really bad this year. He's been their worst pitcher by far, and they're facing Charlie Morton, who historically has given the Yankees a ton of trouble. He's a curveball machine, and the Yankees are not curveball hitters. They hunt fastballs, and they try and hit fastballs out of the park. Curveballs are a bit more of a challenge, so they do have some pitching machines that throw curveballs, so hopefully those guys are tonight, knowing that they're going to be facing this curveball tomorrow, hopefully they're in there hitting off that machine and maybe trying a different approach than hitting a home run. I don't know. But, not a great game, not a great showing for the Yankees. They are so far down in the series 2-1, and their best hope is that they can split tomorrow, and then they have a day off, and then it's a couple of games back in New York City against the Braves. So stick around for that. Okay, so I record a lot of my thoughts on the game during the game, so sometimes I don't get all the information until the very end of the video. We just found out that Giancarlo Stanton left with a tight hamstring. So as I imagined, it was something with the legs. He's a big, strong guy, but he's got a lot of upper body weight, and it can be tough on those legs. Aaron Judge nearly tied the game there in the 9th inning. Shout out to DJ LeMahieu with the big hit to get the Yankees within striking distance. But Judge came up just short. I just hate playing in Tampa Bay. I just hate playing in Tampa Bay.